It's Villa away on a Friday night. Let's do this. Alright, hello and welcome to the Matchday Fox YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button, hit subscribe, because it really does make a difference to the channel. We're here this evening to talk about the upcoming game tomorrow night at Villa Park away to Aston Villa, and we're very excited about that because both me and Jack are going to be going along to it. Got the tickets here. So excited about that, but we're also going to be having a look back, which feels like an absolute age away, at the game away at Wolves, which does seem like a long time ago. But before we get into that, quick thanks to our sponsor for this episode, who are, of course, the amazing people at Fanslide. Fanslide is the first in-play fantasy football app where you can basically just download and play against your friends and also join our group. The link is in the description of this video, and also the details of our group are above. Fanside is completely free to play, but if you can choose to pay to play if you wish. This means you must be at least 18 years of age to register and play Fanside. If you do choose to pay to play on Fanside, always gamble responsibly and never bet with money you can't afford to lose. So go and check out that. There's a little bit of a group table going on, and a few people have actually won a bit of money for putting in nothing on a few of the games we've done. So congrats to those guys. But go and check it out. As I said, link is in the description. And even if you just download the app, just use that group code up there and join our group and play along with me and Jack. There we are. Up there. So obviously we have had a bit of a gap in the runnings due to current situations, and obviously it's a very, very sad time for our nation. So, football is back. There will be, I'm guessing, something before tomorrow evening's game to mark the passing of Queen Elizabeth. But it was, I think, I was a bit mixed with my thoughts on whether or not last weekend's game should be cancelled. Did you have any thoughts on that, Jack? I mean,
I was surprised when I realised that we were the only ones doing it.
Right.
I mean, you looked around at the other sports, and it was like, well, literally everyone else is playing. And I kind of felt like I said to you just before we went on, the mood in the room probably would have been helped a bit by the football, and hearing the anthem that weekend sung that many times probably would have been the way to go. I'm no royalist at the best of times, but even I was like, this is England, and there are some swing to do. The other way to look at it is, the Premier League can look at that as like just some gold in their pocket. When the England fans go to the World Cup and act unaccordingly, they'll be like, yeah, but we did stop for the Queen. So it's good faith in the pocket for the football crowd. But listen, we're back this weekend. Brighton will be in the midweek. That'll be fun. Brighton under the lights. That'll be a fun game.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, it'll be Brentford, of course, won't it? But yeah, no. I mean, my thoughts on it. I was pretty in agreement with the Premier League not doing it. It just kind of felt a bit wrong to be jumping around celebrating during a time when, I don't know, it all seems a bit somber. But I did kind of feel like the other sports were like the uncle that didn't agree to the spending budget at Christmas and bought your kid an Xbox. It was just like, what are you doing? I'm sure this isn't what we agreed to, but there we go. It was nice to see the things going on at the Rangers Stadium last night. I think it was a fantastic show of sport there. Perhaps not elsewhere at certain other grounds, but we'll move on before this gets incredibly sour. Let's have a look back at the game at the Molineux. Disappointing loss where we lost out to Wolverhampton Wanderers in a 1-0 defeat, which I have to say kind of was, I don't know, I didn't feel like we deserved to lose that. I thought we deserved at least a point, and we just kind of got caught out on the break, and it was all a bit in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just lacking that final finish, isn't it? Or just that final little bit of spark up top. Kind of what we were hoping to get sorted in the transfer window, but I still have faith in Adams. I just feel like it was just one of those days when nothing was going to come off you, and You know, when you consider Adams' miss is a hand of God moment. You
I
know,
do have an image of that. This is the moment in the game, and I have to say I didn't believe it when I watched it the
yeah,
first time.
yeah.
Um,
When you're doing that, that sums up what sort of day you're going to have at the office.
yeah, it's because he jumped. I didn't understand why he
Yeah,
needed to jump. I think he must have thought he was surrounded by towering Wolves defenders,
it
and felt he needed to get some height on it, but he
it did
really
feel like
didn't.
one of those moments when you hit shoot in FIFA and you expect him to take that first time touch and then you like do something stupid. That's what it felt like. He just had a glitch, and
He just
that's just
passed.
he hit square when he should have hit circle. He's hit time lob ball. It's not what he was meant to do at all. So it's just it hurts to see, but I still think Shea's going to come good in the next few weeks. I think he's enjoying that position and how I think he's finally leaning into the responsibility that he's gotten.
Hmm.
He wants to score and he looks hungry. So I think it's
Yeah.
just a matter of once he gets. I do really think right now it's the floodgates will open eventually. If he can start scoring, he's going to score a few this season. Do you know what I mean? I think something's gonna burst.
It is indeed, is indeed. But other great mentions, I think, from that game would be Sam Dozy, who looked fan Dabby
Oh
Dozy. Had
yes,
to get it in there. I'm sorry, I had to do
he
that.
gets the clicks. He gets the clicks.
Does indeed. I mean, he looked very lively, and I think in this transfer window, we're going to see. I mean, we know of two already that are kind of superstars in the making. I'm talking about Lavia and ABK, and I think this might be another one. Even though we've seen like about 15, 20 minutes of the guy, but
It's
my goodness, did he look lively? It's almost like a quicker, faster, more elusive Redmond sort of player, but a lot more faster.
yeah, it's we got those two on deadline day from City. I think maybe all of us would have gone under the radar. We didn't like we always when Lavia came in because he was an early signing. We had a lot of time to start getting excited about him, and then when he hit the team, he's absolutely been storming. So when
Hmm.
these two other youngsters come at the end, we're all expecting something like a bit like the Gakpo signing or something like that. We kind of was like, oh, all right, we got those two. Are they going to go into the academy and then come straight into the team? And then when you
Mm.
see what that 15 minutes that he had, dear Lord, he came top in the Premier League the entire weekend for like attacking dribbles.
Mm.
Like boy just got on the pitch and just went mental. And it's like, right, here we go. This
He
is going to be
was.
some stuff.
He was for the very short time he was on the pitch. It was yeah, he did have that stat right at the top there, despite being on the pitch for a very short period of time. There's a comment here about Bazunu getting criticism for the goal. It bobbled in. It was a weird one. It was sort of like even I was caught out by what's happened to the ball because it kind of sort of rolled up like this and sort of spin in slow motion over the goalkeeper. But there we go.
Yeah, the more I've watched it does feel like a little bit of a freak occurred there, a little bit of freak occurrence. Like it shouldn't have gone in. Is Bazuna to fault? I don't think so. I think, like you say, it's kind of the goalkeeper's nightmare. It's bounced weird.
Mm.
The ball's
Yeah,
not done what the ball's meant to do. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, what can you do?
Exactly that. Exactly that. I knew I was going to get slapped on that. I knew it as soon as I said it out loud that people would jump on that, but I don't know.
Are we?
It's
Do you want to talk about Redmond's exit, or was that to come later?
let's move on to that later. Otherwise, we'll be here all night because I feel that's a controversial one, or I'm going to have some views which are very controversial, and I don't know. People are going to disagree. I just got a feeling, but stats don't
I
lie.
almost know I'm going to disagree.
We shall look forward to that in due course. But all in all, it was a kind of a bit of a letdown display. I mean, I think it wasn't bad, but I just think Diallo in that position was nothing compared to what we've had with Lavia in the middle of the park. And then ultimately we just were a little bit toothless up front. So it was neither great nor was it particularly bad. And I still think we're playing pretty good looking football. So it will come. It will come.
Yeah, you don't mind when you compared that loss to the Spurs loss.
Oh yeah.
You know, leaps and bounds, and the team are trying. They put 100, and they think we are in a position again where I think we all like everyone that's in this team.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can look at a player in this team and be like, "Nah, they're done."
No, exactly.
Everyone's fresh, everyone's exciting. So yeah, you come out of that game low because we definitely should have gotten a point out of it. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Shout out to everyone that went up to the Molineux to watch. The Wolves, in their infinite wisdom, decide to put the away fans on the lower level of the stand that you can't see in this image, which is just basically means you're spread out and it's very difficult to get an atmosphere going. But we certainly did. Well, I certainly heard the away support singing proudly. So well done to you if you were there for that one. But perhaps a forgettable away day maybe. But we move on. Indeed. Right. Should we move on to the case in point?
Yeah, let's go.
Aston Villa preview. A team that I would say is kind of they're under a lot of pressure. Steven Gerrard.
You would be chasing the streets of Liverpool if you pronounced it like that. What happened to that Steven Gerrard? Is he still here?
Oh dear. It's been a moment. Under a lot of pressure, not getting the points they're expecting. Aston Villa are in 17th. Have I got that right? 17th with us residing in 12th currently. Let's have a look. For all the prep that I've done for this show.
They're 17th. We're 12th. You nailed it. Come on.
With only one win so far at home against Everton and one draw, which was the surprising one against Manchester City, which was their last Premier League game, which I think everyone's kind of expecting Haaland to absolutely batter them. But they looked better in that game. But I kind of sort of felt it was a bit like us in the sense where they're kind of losing to teams which they should be beating and then show up against Man City and get a point. It was a weird one to look at, but other things in place. I think Ollie Watkins is a doubt for tomorrow evening, and who knows what backline's going to show up. But of course, Jan Bednarek cannot play because he's on loan. But I kind of wish he was in a weird way.
Yeah, you do. You do what you do. After the words that he spoke was of a man that's on a full transfer, not on a loan. Like, dear Lord, let's not go into that. We've been into that. He's gone now. The bad man's gone. So, yeah, you're right. I look at Villa's back line and I think it looks quite weak. It kind of reminds me of us the end of last season. But the only thing with Villa is like they play so narrow, and that midfield's always quite congested. And I feel like when we played Brighton last year, that midfield's congested. It's hard for us to seem to unpick that lock, and especially with no Lavia. I do think that the midfield, that tangle is going to be a bit of a problem. But I've got more confidence in Bella Kotchev and Selassie to handle the bag, because even in that game against Brighton and the game against Villa at the end of last season, I feel like if we had those two get on their current form, it would have been a different story. They're not gonna. I don't see them just rolling over like we did at the end of last season. That March game, the start of the drop off.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick mention to Ben. Welcome to the channel, Ben. New member.
Our boy Ben.
Had become a member in the section below, but there's lots of little things you can do, and also you get your chats called out more often on the stream. So there we go.
I prefer that one. If there's a reason to sign up, it is the Jack fan club. Let's be fair.
There we go.
My boy Ben. My boy.
Indeed. Where were we? Yes, we're talking about Villa in the sense of perhaps threats and who's going to be in play. I think you're right in what you say about our defensive partnership with ABK and Selassie. I think they've looked really, really good. And actually, the goal that we conceded at the Molineux was down to us losing possession in midfield and being caught out very, very quickly. And let's face it, it was only 1-0. So it was not like it was something that happened on a regular occasion. And I don't think Ralph's going to run that system at Villa Park tomorrow night. I think he's going to make use of some of the players that we saw later half in that game. So
And
We shall
not
see.
to pre-predict the lineups or anything, but are you thinking 3 at the back?
No,
No.
no, no, no. Comment here from Adrian saying would love to get Gerrard sacked. It's kind of funny because we were talking just before the show about this because this time last year when we played Villa at home on a Friday night, it was against. Oh, who's the manager at the time? Oh my goodness! Help me out, Jack.
His name
Dean
Smith.
Smith, and
Yep.
yeah, we got him sacked, and then we came back from the international break and played his Norwich side, and expecting to beat him twice, and it didn't happen. Didn't happen.
Yeah. I remember that. That sucked, didn't it? That was rubbish.
But this game is just before the international break, isn't it? There's the international break after this, and
Well,
our next game is at home against Everton.
It is, all of our international call-ups was this week, so congrats to all the boys, Bella Kotcher, Bazunu, Ward-Prowse. I think Ward-Prowse is one of 2 midfielders Gareth Southgate's taken. Is it 20 defenders, a goalkeeper, and 2 midfielders? So it'll be
Oh, he's not doing that again, is he? Yeah. Oh dear, I'm amazed that Luke Shaw's in that lineup, and also Jack Grealish. I just don't get it. But we'll get onto that because I think there's a lot of chat to be had on that. So shall we have a look at what we think the team's going to be? Is now a good time to do that?
Let's do that.
Okay, so as always in the chat section, let us know what the team sheets you would like to see, or the chosen 11 you would like to see, as me and Jack pick our own in the app, which I'm just about to bring up as I'm doing it seamlessly, and I'm not talking through this so I can buy myself a bit of time. But there we go. I have the teams there. Now what I've done, I'm gonna have to bring down that banner because it's too big. So there we go. How's that? Is that better? Anyway, what I've done.
You're so lucky I just didn't make a "that's what she said" joke. That's all I was thinking there. That's all I was thinking.
Well, you kind of have now.
I know, but I left enough time so it was no longer rude. It's a more joke about being a joke than it was a dirty joke.
Okay.
Not being demonetized, baby.
So effectively what I've done here is I've put in the players which I there isn't really a question. And actually I'm going to put in Salasu and ABK down here as well. So, and actually I could probably do a few more.
You could probably do that entire backline, really, can't you?
Yeah. So there we go. KWP. It's like how I did question marks. I had a bit of suspense in there.
It has kept me on the edge of my seat, to be honest.
Yep. There we go. Peru, is he fit enough? Is there anything in the presser earlier today that ruled out anyone?
Everybody's fit minus Tino and Lavia, and everyone saw Tino back running on the grass. Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah, that's good to see. That is good to see. So there we go. James Ward-Prowse. Now I think we're gonna have. How am I doing all this? See, this is where I get a bit tricky. So I'm going to
what
say.
Formation is this?
Keep moving.
Here we go.
I kind of think in this position we're going to see Gineppo.
Yeah.
Based on the deal that he's just signed, and there's obviously a bit of confidence there. I don't know. Because Aduzzi did look very, very good. Is he in a position to start, do you reckon, after that?
I think he is, because there's this nice thing of having the 5 subs, and the way that Ralph uses them is that he can take a slight risk like this in the first half, and if it doesn't work, he can change it.
Let's do it.
And you can see Gineppo as a more senior player.
Mm-hmm.
I did see that nice quote from Ralph about this team needs that kind of the attitude that he has, and you can see it anytime you see those like pitch size and stuff like that. Gineppo is always full beams, ready to go. So, but yeah, I think those are the start.
Okay, this is where it gets really exciting because I reckon he's going to put something bold in here.
Oh yeah,
I don't reckon we'll see Diallo.
Adam Armstrong, baby.
Theo.
I'm
going to go with Maitland-Niles?
Go for it, mate. Pop it in there. I think
Yeah.
it is too.
That's a long name, isn't it?
I think it's another double barrel, mate. You can use AMN for that, can't you? Surely we all know what that is.
I was just proud that I was able to spell it correctly.
Good job. Good job. I am proud.
Flexing on that one. And I can't spell Kaletica just yet, so that was the other option. But he's more of an out-and-out defender. Would you see him in a number 6 position? Has he been touted as that?
I think I remember seeing that somewhere, but I could be wrong. I mean, let's be fair. I wouldn't mind seeing Lianco in that position. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind seeing Lianco in that position. I reckon he can beat Romeo's yellow cards. I reckon he could do it in the season.
I love him. I just don't see him in the number 6 that role. He's got to hold up the play. He's got to keep possession.
He is a spicy Brazilian, and he can do what he wants anywhere on the pitch. We've seen him play up top this season. Let's remember that.
That's true.
He is a utility man, Lianco.
Yeah.
That's what we signed him for.
Yeah.
To be the utility player in the squad. Wherever you need him, Lianco will play.
Agreements on the Ainsbury, Maitland-Niles, or perhaps just the abbreviations. Let's have a look at Isaac's team here. He's got Bazunu, Calcopedis, ABK, Slasu, Peru, Familiar, James Will-Prowse, Maitland-Niles, Gineppo, Eduzzi, Arabo, and Shea. Okay.
It's a spicy meatball.
It is.
Speaking of Arabo, outside the pitch.
Is that what we're going with?
I would say so. If you're asking me, if you're asking for my humble opinion,
Arabo.
I would believe in your soul.
Okay, so Shea.
Gots to be.
Shea McAdams.
Now, what do you put in that other one then? Because there's options. I'm gonna say, love it. No, I'm not. I'm gonna say. I don't know who I want, mate. I don't know who I want there.
See, for me, I'm kind of torn because I'm thinking he's either going to go, just pair with Adam Armstrong because Shea pairs very well with Adam Armstrong. It's a safe bet, but will it actually result in anything? I mean, Adam Armstrong did score a goal against Villa.
He's been cutting in a lot more, and actually, no, it will be Adam Armstrong because if you've got a Dozy starting there, it's going to be better to have that little bit of experience in front of him. But also, if a Dozy wants to cut inside, Adam Armstrong to play out on the wing isn't a bad choice because Adam has been doing that a lot more this season, and I think he's been really effective. Like, when we were attacking Chelsea on that far side, and he was doing that business on the edge of the box, he really looked dangerous. So, goals are coming. I mean, he scored against Chelsea, but good to go.
Do you like how I've got a mixture of full names?
Yeah, there's no consistency there. It's a mess, and I love it.
Abbreviations, surnames, and first names.
Straight up surnames and first names.
I mean...
And Stuart Armstrong isn't even on the pitch.
Yeah. I know. And I could have just put A dot, You
could have put double A.
We do what we want. Yeah, matchday folks. We do what we want. So, yeah. I think the only sort of question marks I would say looking at that would be this area here. But as for the rest of it, maybe a Rebo's position. But, there's been a lot of talk this week about him not being an out-and-out number 10 and actually needs to start a little bit deeper on the wing or something like that. That if we had to see him, that's probably where he would reside. But no, we'll see. Let's have a look at the chat section, see what they're thinking. New member Benz reckons Mara should come on. I mean, I think he's a very creative player, and I would like to see more of him. Actually, I think he's but with, like you say, Jack, with the 5 subs, we could be there.
Yeah, it changes the game.
Shay's going with Lianco striker.
Of course he is.
Another shout for Mara. Shea and Mara Mia. So many options, but we wanted one more, didn't we? We wanted one more striker.
Greedy Southampton fans,
Yeah.
greedy.
Yeah, even though we've had probably the greatest, transfer window since that time when we got in all those wonderful players like Mane. Anyway, yeah. Why have we given Gineppo a new deal and not Salasu? I reckon the Gineppo deal was easier to do than the
Yes.
Salasu one. That would be why, I think. But
That,
certainly.
the Gineppo deal was a pop your head round the corner of the door. But Gineppo, mate, 3-year deal, yeah? Cool, nice one. That was that. So that's just like, right, we're just going to have to really talk to this guy because he's pretty good.
Please sign again. So there we go. That is our chosen 11 for tomorrow's night's game. I would be generally quite pleased if I saw that lineup there, and I think there's a lot of strength in that back two partnership. Kyle Walker-Peters' creativity, Peru perhaps if he's up to speed, plenty of strength, or maybe we could see a Gineppo feature in there.
To be honest, when you look at it like this, I actually really like the two wings you've got there. You've got Kyle Walker-Peters who'll be slightly more attacking, and if Aribo starts a little bit deeper, that's a nice combination. And on the other side, you've got Peru who doesn't quite overlap as much, but you've got a Dozer who is slightly more gone that way anyway. So
it's true.
Those wings look good. Those wings look good.
Do you remember when we did the chosen 11s on it? I used to literally put Kyle Walker-Peters there because that's where he always was. I mean, that is the fullback position about there. And we watch him from here go, oh, there's Kyle Walker-Peters again.
Look at him.
A lot of running, this lad.
Silly boy.
Silly boy indeed. So there we go. Right. How do I get there? There we go. We're back.
It's your first time.
It feels like an absolute age since we've done one of these. I don't know about you, but there we go.
It's been a minute.
Shout out to what about Elianusi?
Squad player.
Yeah, it's good to have the rotation. I think he's been quite creative, but whether he gets in the starting 11, we shall have to wait and see. Some saying Kyle Walker-Peters does get caught out, but he makes up for it. He's good at tracking back. He's good at tracking back.
Yeah.
Matthew saying that we'll play Armour and Edozie. They're basically playing the same position. Maybe. But we have to wait and see. I guess it's that kind of familiarity. Or we'll see one up top, won't we?
Yeah, one will be more directly up top. But that's what I mean. Those two will then have that option to switch. Yeah. And they can both do the same. They can do both. So that's what we're about.
Fantastic stuff. Right, should we move on to score predictions?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Right, as always, stick in your score predictions in the chat section, and me and Jack will be going through those right after we've given ours. Now, I can't remember if it's your go or my go. I'm a bit lost.
In which case, you go because it's just reset.
I'll go. I will go. Okay, so away from home. No one's on a lot of firing form at the moment, but I think it's going to be 1-0 Saints.
Ooh, I like that. Was that the same last time? Was that the same last season?
Well, it was the same at home.
Yeah.
Last season, of course, when we played them back in March, it was not 1-0 Saints. It was a few more Aston Villa. But we won't mention that. We'll mention that. Capped off by a fourth by a certain South Coast snake. So yeah, I'm going to go 1-0.
I like that.
It's kind of bold. Clean sheet. I think we need a clean sheet to win this.
The clean sheet. I would really like to see a clean sheet. But yeah, I think just for Bazunu, I think it needs to happen just so everyone can he can just get his first one. That would be real nice for him. That'd be real nice for him.
Yeah, no, that would be good. The floor is yours, Jack.
You're
going to go for a draw?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what I'm going for now. I'm going to go for 2-0 Southampton, baby, yeah.
It's not fair. I want that box.
Oh, man, you should really get a box like this. It's great. It's good fun.
Okay, what was that again, Jack? What was your score prediction? I didn't quite get it the first time.
2-0 Saints. 2-0 Saints.
Magic.
Thank you.
So there we go. There is our score predictions for the game. I'm going to go for a 1-0, and Jack is going for a 2-0. We're both going for a Bazunu clean sheet. You got any goal scorers on yours?
Yeah, goal scorers. Who are we saying? It's an away day. We're under the lights. Ward-Prowse is going to score a free kick.
Oh,
I'm going to say it this week, so you don't have to.
okay, thank you. Yep.
And Shay Adams.
Oh,
It's going to be a solid performance. Shay and Ward-Prowse, the people who's meant to be scoring.
yeah, interesting. I reckon we're going to have a shock, and I think we're going to see...
Oh, okay, a shock. I can't wait to hear you say here.
Adam Armstrong goal.
I mean, shouldn't be a shock, but I love it.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like, oh, you think one of the strikers might score? Shock.
Crazy.
Absolute shock. But yeah, I'm going to go with Adam Armstrong in the same realm that he scored against Villa last season, where basically smashed it in from the edge of the box. Caught everyone off guard and just literally, boom.
Boomage, yeah.
And it's going to hit the net and look ferocious.
We're going to hear that noise.
Yeah, and the back
best
of
noise
the
ever.
net weight's going to lift up, the frame. It's going to
Yeah.
go,
It's
and
going to hit a camera.
maybe get wedged under like that one that Shay scored.
Oh, that was
under. I don't know what that is. What am I doing there? Sorry. Anyway,
clip it up.
Oh dear. Oh, thanks, Jack. Right. Let's have a look and see what the chat section is going for. See some numbers here. Look at that. Actually, first away game of the season tomorrow. God, look at that. Yeah, it should be fun. Not been to Villa Park before, so we're looking forward to that. And yes, we are going. We are going indeed. We shall be there. Jack's going in full kit, aren't you? Anyway, I'm going to get to the score predictions as promised. Right. Oh, I'm trying to start with this one. MH is going for a 3-1 to Villa. Moving on. Joe Leach is going for 2-1 Saints, James Ward-Prowse and Aribo. Senkatili is going for a 3-1 Saints with Shay for 2 and Aribo for the other. Josh, no relation to Adam, is going for a 2-0 Saints, Shay, James Ward-Prowse first free kick of the season. Ben, new member Ben, is going for a 2-1 Prowsey free kick and Haribo masterclass. God.
I like the way you think, Ben. I like the way you think.
We haven't had any draws yet, so Jack's still in a good mood.
Only members get vocoder shout outs.
Okay, fair enough. Not greedy, but we do need 4 strikers. Yeah, it would have been nice to see something. Josh don't behave to MH. Right, Lord O'Benny's going for a 2-0 Saints. He's with you, Jack. Bisnell's going for 3-1 Saints. Not confident for a clean sheet this one, but he's confident for 3 goals. Aribo, ABK. Ooh, like that.
Go on then.
Big smash in there. No, actually, the last couple of times we've been in St Mary's, he's been looking for it, hasn't he? He's been looking for it.
A little bit.
God, wouldn't that be something if he gets something like John Stones did last night and just smash it out somewhere? So that's a good shout. I
like that.
ABK. Good shout.
I do just apologise. I did miss you out. I love the way you think, John. I love the way you think. There you are.
Can I carry on now? Are you done?
Carry on.
Here we go.
Yeah,
feel free to jump in if you spot any other members that don't get the vocoder shout out. There we go.
I'm waiting for you to pick up Mark. Don't worry, I've got my eye on it.
Okay. I have no last name. 2-0 Shay and a dozy. Oh, Jack. Matthew's going for a 1-1. Praying I'm wrong. Would love to see beat Villa. Is this one of those names? If I read it out? If I'm offending someone else's name again. Mike here is going for a 3-2. Watkins, Coutinho. It's mad that they got Coutinho, isn't it? It does feel mad. Adams, Mara, and a dozy. Shay is going for Aston Villa 2, Southampton 3 with Ings getting 2 goals. And Southampton getting 3. James Ward-Prowse and Adams for 2. Adrian's going for 3-1 Saints. Alex G's with you. He's going for 2-0 Saints. Adams and a doozy. And Stuart's going for a 4-0 Gerrard sacked in the morning. I reckon if it is 4-0, you would definitely see that happen. Yeah. Isaac's going for a 2-1. I have a problem with Shea by himself. He needs his second striker to be further forwards because he can't hold up play. So Dozy ahead of him could be dangerous. Yeah, good shouts there. Joel Nixon-Evans going for 1-0 Gineppo with a contract celebration. I wonder what that looked like.
Just walking around. Yeah, just one of them.
On the corner flag. Just like that.
Oh, if he whipped out a Sharpie and signed the corner flag, that would be dope. That'd be the coolest celebration ever.
Or sign one of his shin pads and just threw it into the Villa crowd.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. What's our thoughts on the North and South match? We're going to get onto that. That's a very good shout. Jack wanted us to put together teams, but I'm not sure I'm in the mood for that just yet. There we go, Mark. Member of the channel. Go on, Jack.
Mike, oh Mike, you're a smart man. Niggas say a 2-1, 2-1. Cause you're a smart man, Mike.
You want to do the goal scorers? Yeah?
No. Not if it's about that snake or chance.
Exactly. Yeah. Ings is bound to score. Wow, funnest name of the night. Fruit Ninja 1289 is going for 2-0 Saints. Adams and then Adam Armstrong. And any more. Ben, we will get onto the kits. Joe wants a vocal shout out.
Did Joe not get it? Joe got a vocal shout out.
Yeah, Joe, pretty sure.
He can have
He can have another one. Cause I like it, Joe.
Venom FX1 is going for a 2-1 Adams late winner. And I think are we there? Oh, Jenna Charles going for a 2-2 with James Ward-Prowse to get 2 goals.
Get out.
And Mike Rack, it doesn't mean anything, I promise. I'm sorry if I've offended your name. I just got there's a few people on there trying to.
I mean it is.
Okay, maybe. Have I just been caught out? Maybe. We shall see. Chloe's going for a 2-0 Southampton. She's with you, Jack. And then I think we're there. So all in all, that's pretty confident. I think we only had one defeat and 1 draw, or a couple of draws, something like that. The rest.
I don't know. I ignore the draws, and I siege with rage when people say we're going to lose. So I just try to let it go past.
Yeah. Oh, we got one. Paul Merson, Villa legend, not even Arsenal legend, isn't he? Coutinho masterclass, just like last year, 3-1 easy Villa win. Do you know what? Coutinho is one to watch. He's a phenomenal player, and let's be honest.
In 2012, am I right?
No, that goal he scored. Am I right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That goal he scored against Man City was terrifying, and he was onside. And I'm blown away that it was not checked by VAR. Actually, I'm not, because they're morons, aren't they? They can't check anything. Anyway,
they can, and they do, and they still get it wrong. That's how dumb they are.
So, right, let's move on. I think we're all score predictioned out. Thank you so much in the chat session, as always, for sticking in your score predictions. And let's have a chat. Now, what do you want to talk about next? Do you want to talk about England call-ups and international call-ups, or Gineppo new contract?
Should we let's do Gineppo. Let's finish off the Saints.
Okay.
And then
that's a good shout. Yeah.
Let's finish off the Saints and go to England.
Yeah. So here we go. Musa Gineppo signing a new 3-year deal. He's going to be with us until, quickly do my maths, 2025. And I think it's probably fair to say that you've had mixed opinions on Gineppo.
Yeah.
Towards the end of last season. So I'm kind of intrigued. I mean, here's what Jack said. Musa is a very popular player. In the dressing room, he is a fantastic character who works hard to improve, always puts the team first, as we've seen with the number of different positions he has played. Now, it must be said that he's put in a decent performance in that left-back position when we've been short. But also rolling back to when he first joined and he scored that wonder goal on his debut against Brighton, scored that amazing goal against Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. I kind of think that we still haven't fully extracted. In the same way, we kind of saw that with Elianusi, but maybe we didn't get the flashes that we had at the start with Elianusi, but we did with Gineppo. So do you think, have you changed your mind? I'll get to my actual question, Jack. Have you changed your mind in any way from towards the end of last season to September the 15th, 2022?
Yeah. Like where we were at, let's say, for the West Ham game in the FA Cup, and how bad he looked that day, and we were all there going, right, it's time to prove something, and he didn't. And then we saw him again, he didn't. And let's be fair, I don't think if he didn't have the preseason and he didn't take it on his shoulders to go into that left back position and work really hard to be good in this position that he's not used to playing. And let's be fair, you know, he really did well the first few games of the season. He stepped up when we needed him. Yeah. And because of that, I'm like, give him the extra contact, because now he's earned that place. He's earned a place in the squad, whatever it is, you know, slightly utility on that wing. And even when you see him going forward a bit more now, he does look better. Yeah, you know, we saw him. I saw his Phil Neville stepovers work this season. A huge Phil Neville stepovers, and you know, he's got so much confidence that they've actually worked this season. And I think even Gineppo's biggest critics at this club will probably say he's done really well pre-season and beginning of the season. Might be the only player that, you know, in pre-season we were like, you know, pre-season doesn't mean anything. It's just warm-ups. It's just getting everybody up to speed. He's probably the only one that came out of it and he was just like, that's what we like to hear. He's just come out and done what we need to do. So no, I'm happy he got a new contract. It's, you know, let's see where we are at the end of it. I think the way that this team's being run now, that, you know, he's got that wing somewhat on lock whether he wants to play, and it's just, and with the depth of the squad now, and how many substitutions we can make, I feel like he's a good player to have in the squad. Yeah, and when you've got like Armstrong and Elianusi in there as well, I think they're all somewhat not on a par. I think Gineppo's just a bit, and Elianusi about the same. Stu's ahead of them, but they're really. I think they're good players to have in the squad. So yeah, no, I'm happy he's got that extension, and it's 3 years. Yeah. I mean, I think towards the end of last season, you made no secret of the fact that you were just kind of like, get out, get gone. But I think he has performed very, very well. I think the only criticism I would have, I'm still slightly nervous with his defensive capabilities, but he wasn't brought into the side to be left back, was he? And he's kind of sort of shown that he can still be quite adaptable in those positions, and fair play to him, because I think any manager that looks at a player and puts him out of position and knows he's putting the player out of position, yet still gets those kind of performances from him, which have been pretty decent, let's be honest, is got to be in good stead. And I think also with the likes of Thierry Small, where perhaps they haven't, stepped up to the mark of where we perhaps want to think. I mean, Thierry Small left Everton because he wanted first team football. So there was this thought process that, or certainly from myself from the fan base, thinking like, well, Thierry Small is going to come in, we'll see a bit more rotation at left back position. It just hasn't happened at all. And so we've kind of been in a position where we've just got Roman Peru and then Kyle Walker-Peters being a rotation in the left back position when Tino's fit. So it's, I mean, I've been impressed. I wasn't disagreeing with you when you were thinking, it's time to move on Gineppo towards the end of last season, but I still felt there was something more. I always felt like there was something more. I always want him to be a good player, and he was a player when you spoke to opposition fans were like, "Oh, that Gineppo seems alright when I've seen them play." So, it was difficult. But if you look at the players that did leave this summer, I don't think if Gineppo hadn't had the preseason that he had, I think he could have gone. I think he probably would have. I think we would have got a little bit of money for him, and you probably would have tied off maybe other deals. But I think he earned that place, and I can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Like if he deserved to go, he would have gone this summer. But he showed enough, and he did enough.
Yeah.
And that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super happy about that. Let's have a look and see what the chat section is thinking. Member of the channel, Mark. I was very skeptical about Musa, but well deserved on his showing so far this season. Yep. Sengatuli, Jin played well, but 3-year contract is nuts. He's disagreeing with the. I think in the realms of contracts, unless you're getting a 3-year contract, you're kind of moving on. And anything less than that is kind of like a nominal extension. So if he was going to be offered a 1-year contract, I think, or even a 2-year contract, it probably wouldn't make sense for neither player nor club, because there's always going to be that threat of
3-year almost guarantees that you can sell him.
Yeah, and get a bit of money back from him.
2 years, it's nothing, is it? Like 2-year contract just goes like nothing. That 3-year sort of gives you that contingency of like, right, we've had that year, we have the option to go again, or we can probably look to offload him at that time and get some okay money for him.
Yeah, 4 or 5 year, I would agree. I would say that it would be.
Yeah, that would be way too much, but 3, I think I'm cool with 3.
Yeah.
But does this then tie into Nathan Redmond leaving?
I guess it does. It does. Nathan Redmond moving on to Besiktas, who are top of the league in Turkey.
I believe so.
I think the club gave him a choice of the clubs that he wanted to go to. I'm happy for him. I think he's done a tremendous service to Southampton Football Club. His stats on the assist side of things were very, very good last season. And he got a goal at the end of the season against Liverpool in a game that we ended up losing 2-1. I think he's in a club where, in a period where we've had a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and he's had to go through those whole kind of like relegation battle kind of things, where it's been a lot closer than perhaps it has in recent seasons. So I think he'd be very proud of his time at Southampton. I've got no bad feeling towards it. Yes, it can be quite frustrating, but I don't know. I'm happy.
It's the same as Ryan Bertrand, mate. Whilst he was here, he did some good things, but there was no consistency to those good things. However, he really stuck through it, and I feel for any of our players that were there for as long as he was, for the time that he was in, I'm like, thank you for being here, and thank you for being, a really solid player.
Yeah.
But in the last, let's say 2-3 seasons, his best games have come against, Bournemouth when they were in the Championship. A lot of those cup performances when they were against lower sides, and he would come out of those games with a confidence in the next game, and then it would sort of slip away. And it's not that it's exactly like Ryan Bertrand in the fact that he did a job, but there's probably more you can get out of it. And I gotta say, how many times we were like, at least Redmond tries it. At least Redmond's trying to do something good. That 15 minutes from Edozie, he tried a few things and they all worked.
Yeah. And I think we can have no bad feeling towards that. But Redmond played in a position where he had to try stuff. It's like he had to try and beat a player to get a bit of space. And I think it was a bit too much reliant on him. Really, I think it was kind of a little unfair for him to be fully the creative side of things, but there we go.
Requested to something with code. That's just
Kids and adults love him so. A happy world of Joey.
Right, you can stop going on about it.
Fantastic. Yeah, thanks to the chat section for hijacking the show. It tends to happen on a regular basis. So
listen, these guys are members and they can do pretty much what they want around it.
It's true. Just don't chuck the TV out the window.
If you want Mike to wear a full kit tomorrow, here, do it. You've just got to say.
Have we still got that bet going? If we get to a cup final, we've got to go full kit. Have we still got that running?
Southampton go to a cup final. One, if not both of us, are going full kit.
Full kit, socks, shorts.
Yeah.
AstroTurf boots.
Yeah.
Shin pads. Okay, fine. Done. Oh, what have I just done? Okay, fine. There we go. Wear full kit to Villa. Nah, it's going to be cold tomorrow night. Right. Should we talk about the England calls? I haven't put in enough banners here. But lots of international call-ups in regards to ABK being called up for the German squad, which had a bit of a mixed opinion on Twitter, didn't it? In terms of like, oh no, the world's going to see him. We're going to lose him. He's going to be, that's it. He's gone forever. But, he's going to want to play for his country. It's the same with like
madness to think otherwise. The thing to take into account is that ABK is the player that has no buyback clause. So
yeah,
don't be too worried about that. I'd be more concerned seeing Lavia going off for England and be like, just hold on a second here.
Yeah,
just calm down. Chelsea have already offered you 50 mil, so let's be quiet.
Yeah.
So no, I think Bella being called up. For me, that call up almost screams to me more some questions of just Gareth Southgate's choices. Like Bella was coming to our league, really performed for 5 games, really showed something, and the German side are saying, "Well done, we're going to credit you for that." And
by the way, Jack meant Belgium.
Belgium.
You did mean Belgium.
I did mean Belgium.
Yeah.
I did mean Belgium.
Unless he finds a long lost cousin related to an aunt that happens to be English and ends up playing for Wales.
Son, what league does he play in? He plays for the country. He plays for the country where he plays, yeah?
There we go. Sorry, where were you, Jack? Karen?
I have no idea. What was I talking
about?
Sorry. Some old waffle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But no, yeah, so it says more about, for me, some of Gareth's choices.
Contentious ones, though, weren't they?
Contentious ones, yeah. Just like, Luke Shaw, mate, why?
Jack Grealish. It's like form has nothing to do with the selection of the call-ups, but Harry Maguire's still in there.
That one's... Here's the thing. There's no way you can not ruin Harry Maguire's mental health if he doesn't select him, because it's just like it's all he's got right now. It's all he's got. He's losing that captain's armband. He's lost his place in that squad, and I feel like it's only Southgate going, "Hey man, don't worry, England's coming up soon." That's the only thing that's keeping him going. Yeah. So I somewhat understand that, but no, they're I do think England's somewhat short on centre halves. I think on centre backs, I think it's a bit. But I do think Ben White's the better shout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't disagree with that.
Ben White's just a better shout for me. I think I like that Arsenal team right now, and I think he's just a better player.
Top of the league, they are.
That they is.
Oh, there's a comment here in regards to Chelsea's offer for Lavia coming in for Lavia for 50 million, which would have been a 38 million pounds. Lacked a lot of class, that did. Enough said for that. Gareth Southgate is a little too loyal for me. Ben commenting here, Pickford and Maguire both better for country. I think Pickford's had a good start to the season.
Absolutely. Pickford's a big. I always said big game player is Pickford, and every game for England's a big game for him. So he's always class for us. And
yeah,
what game was I watching the other day? Where I was just like, oh my god, Pickford was immense. It might have been the Liverpool game. Maybe it was the derby. I was like, geez, he is big game Pickford. Big game, little arms. He loves it.
Yeah, look fantastic. Sorry, just laughing at Joe's question there, or comment here. James Ward-Prowse is clear of Messi because Messi didn't get picked for England.
Exactly. Same amount of Premier Leagues.
Man, loving it. Coming here from Visno, at least the German manager is willing to pick new players.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he's not, I mean, what can he possibly have with Grealish? Or what can he possibly be thinking that he's not getting elsewhere?
The annoying thing is, that you can say what you want, but it is a semi-final and a final. He can't do what he wants.
Yeah.
As much as people disagree with him, might hate the way it's like, it's working.
Yeah. But it's working defensively, isn't it?
This doesn't work in those final moments. It's just...
Yeah.
It's difficult, and I think it's funny with Graham Potter going to Chelsea. It's almost like Southgate is like, so I'm here for another 5 years. Then I will pick who I want when I want.
Yeah.
But I just think we're just light on midfield. I think he's taken 6 midfielders. And I just think that's just not enough, really, is it?
Yeah. Coming here from Bradley saying, I personally think that he hasn't added anyone new because it's so close to the World Cup and he just wants the Euro boys back. Yeah, maybe. But, it's not like Jack Grealish was a...
I don't know that. I do think there is something said about that atmosphere at the England camp. It's the same reason Connor Cody's been selected again. Everyone knows Connor Cody isn't going to play, but every single player, every single coach will say Connor Cody is the glue of the dressing room. You want him there.
Yeah.
So when you're picking like that, you just have to agree to it. And you're going to have to do a lot more to get in this England squad because it is working. And I think it's players like Ward-Prowse. People are saying that Maddison needs to be playing, needs to shut up. No, he doesn't. No, absolutely not. I saw too many people say Maddison should be playing.
Yeah, no,
mate.
No.
So it's just accepting certain things. I really just don't think Maguire should be there.
Yeah.
I think, and his mentality. If it starts going wrong for England, have his mentality there is not what we need. So it's. And
find the,
Southgate has to. Southgate doesn't have to be like a normal manager with transfers. So he needs to be somewhat ruthless when it's time to drop certain players, and it's probably time to drop Maguire. But then again, we play with that back three, and that Maguire does prefer a back three.
Yeah, just having a look at the a fantastic picture of Bella Kotchak in the black Germany kit. That looks amazing. But just looking at the,
were you getting a Germany kit with Bella Kotchak on the back?
I might get the green kit with Bella Kotchak on the back, but I just can picture it now. I go to the Saints shop and go, "Oh, sorry, run out of A's." I go, "Oh, what else can I have?"
Did I tell you that happened to Sarah?
Yeah, you did mention that. Yeah,
my auntie Sarah, get this. All she went on the back of the shirt was Dad, and she couldn't get it because they ran out of A's.
What? That's ridiculous. We're looking at the German back line. I'm not going to pretend that I'm overly familiar with German players, but in terms of like defenders, Rudiger. Bella Kotchak stands out a mile amongst all of those, but that's only because I don't follow the German league and perhaps other German players that are defensive players. But I think there's a chance there, isn't there? That he could get. Sorry, I was looking at this comment and I hadn't actually pulled it up. It seems if he goes to the World Cup, I think there's every chance he could go to the World Cup.
I'd love to see it. I'd love the idea that Southampton's got multiple internationals in the team. That'd be great.
Yeah,
and that'd just be great for his confidence. Like I say, I think Bella Kotchak will be a player that'll be with us a lot longer than people like. I'd be more worried about Salasu and I'd be more worried about Lavia and other players in the squad than I would Bella Kotchak. I don't think he's on enough people's radar just yet, but to get him in that Germany team and to just a bit more pedigree, it's pedigree to the squad, isn't it? And that's what we need.
Is indeed. But yeah, no, I think, and also, those that are worried about, eyeballs being on it, but that's going to happen anyway. And I think football sort of moves in weird times, and sometimes, you can see stuff fly out the window depending on, a particular club's need. We saw it with Chelsea sort of buying all over the place, and suddenly Cucurella goes with 60-something million quid, and you're thinking, not so sure about that. But yeah, I don't think we need to be worried about any of that. Any thoughts on the England kit?
I like the red one, don't like the white one.
Same. Although the blue one with the blue sleeves is growing on me, and I'm a bit bemused with why you need a blue England badge on a red shirt.
Is it not like the women's kit where it was like that glossy, almost like pearlescent sort of thing, and it is more bluey pearlescent, but depending on what light you look at it in, I think it's a bit more paler. I'm not sure.
Because either way, I like it. It's very retro, isn't it? It's like a retro red.
Yeah, it reminds me. It does.
Shirt.
That's what I think. I think you got a nice red retro collared shirt, but with a bit of a snazzier badge. I'm down with it. It's the first one in a while that I was like, I might get that.
Huh?
I might get that and put Ward-Prowse on the back of it and be a very happy man.
If Ward-Prowse goes, I think this probably has to be done in terms of,
Oh yeah, if Ward-Prowse goes to the World Cup, where I will be getting a red shirt with Ward-Prowse and whatever number he is on the back. And
nice.
I'd be very happy about that.
That'd be very nice. Be very nice indeed. Yeah. Yeah. Well, every chance indeed. So any other final topics you would talk about before we close out this?
That North-South game stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid, non-starter. That's really just it's not happening. Not happening. Can you imagine
the North would just dominate?
They would, but also the other side of it. I mean, let's face it, club managers are always, or even with international duty, they're like, oh, do you really have to go and play for with your injury record? It's not really helpful. I mean, can you imagine if another manager from another Premier League side gets your player injured in a friendly contest? It's like,
and can you imagine just how poor the quality would be in a friendly game? Like, I hate like no one likes watching the Charity Shield. And imagine that with even less effort, because no one would care.
But even in a world in like American sports where there is no relegation, there's no promotion, they don't have those exciting things, it sort of doesn't matter, and it's kind of just a profile to sell tickets and whatever. But it's just so not needed, and it's not happening. It's just not happening at all.
I can imagine the crowds fit right, because none of us want to see that. No one cares. So the crowds would be more touristy in what they want it to be, and it would be there to be awful. Or if somehow we both got really defensive about North versus South, it would be the absolute opposite of what they want.
Yeah.
It would be warfare. I'm under no illusion that the soft shandy drinking Southerners would lose, but it would be awful.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could be you could do like a testimonial thing for like retired players, and do like a charity thing where you effectively had, perhaps players that have just finished their their professional playing career, and you wanted to put together a team, but you kind of already have that with what was it, the rest of the world versus England. And it's like
that's what I mean. When you see, that's what I mean. That's what it would be. It'd be one of those matches. That's the crowd I picture. Right, is when you see those charity matches, and then it's fun to see Will Ferrell take a penalty. Of course, it is.
Yeah.
But it's when you there's nothing quite sadder than when they pan to the crowd and you see kids with a lunchbox.
Yeah,
That's not a football atmosphere, is it?
Yeah, it's going to be very much a testimonial showcase kind of thing. But yeah, there we go. Enough to be said, indeed. Yeah, so me and Jack will be heading up north, even though it's not really north, it's in Birmingham. We'll be heading up tomorrow afternoon, so we're going to get there pretty early. I have no idea where I'm going to park, because it's kind of, you've got Birmingham, and then it's kind of,
I remember. I've been past it on the train into Birmingham a few times. I'm like, okay, that's where that is. It's a bit of a ways out. So who knows?
I can just picture it. I'm going to just turn up on an industrial estate and give a complete random stranger 10 quid, and he's going to park you in the back of a lot, and you're just going to get.
I think the more likely outcome is you're going to go give money to a stranger in a car park, and he's going to take your car.
There could be that as well. Can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be brilliant. And then, of course, the long journey back. But there's no trains that actually come back, so it's going to be a bit tricky for those going up. And I had heard it's just going to be the lower tier that we've only got maybe not half the allocation, but I don't know. Weird. But it is sold out. So for any fans of other clubs looking in, thinking, oh, why have they only done it? It's... To us, it's been sold out. So that's all we know. All we know, indeed. But yeah, indeed. Thank you very much. We sure enjoyed the ride as well. Jack, do you want to do one last vocal for Ben? You remember Ben?
Goodbye, Ben! I said goodbye, Ben.
Beautiful stuff. And also a final mention to our sponsor for this show, Fanslide. Please go and check them out. Download the app using the details above there, and we will be playing that over the weekend when we can, so you'll be able to play against us And in fact, I believe there's a free £100 game on tomorrow's night's game. So if you're watching it on Sky Sports, get your phone out, download the app, and play along, and you could win a little bit of money just for a bit of fun. But definitely check out the app and join our group up
We playing on
there.
Sunday? Sunday we're playing, right?
Yeah, we're also doing a watch along on Sunday. Thank you very much, Jack. All things being well, full disclosure, I'm going to be trying to pay my respects to the Queen on Saturday. I'm not going to sleep this weekend at all. So all things being well, and I get back in time, we'll be doing a watch along for the Brentford versus Arsenal game. We'll be able to play along with the app and watch along with the game with us. So I certainly look forward to that. There we go. Fantastic. And let us know via the Twitter app as well whether or not you're going up tomorrow, and certainly, if you want to meet up or get a pint before the game or whatever, it'd be great to do some catching up with fellow travelling support. But there we go. Any final words, Jack?
I'm just looking forward to it.
It's the way day. Can't wait.
Do you believe in love of the Lord?
Oh dear. It's that time of the show. Fantastic. Well, thanks to everyone who's joined us. Thanks to the chat section. Thanks for all the participation and all the comments. It is greatly appreciated. But as always, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And me and Jack will see you in the next one. All right. See ya.